Stitch Cuties! Welcome to the video tutorial for your block 9 of your Loads of Fun quilt using your embroidery machine. I have to say this is one of my favorite blocks because it's the sewing theme, super cute. So as always, you're going to read through your pattern. I put out my threads in order of appearance in the pattern. And then on the side, I have all my pre-fused laser cut applique pieces. I have them kind of out of camera view accidentally. I have all my pre-fused laser cut applique pieces in numerical order as they appear in the pattern. So we're ready to get started. I'm gonna set this aside, and I have already done the first step in my hoop with the top and bottom placement guideline. So I am going to put my hoop on my embroidery machine, or I'm sorry, on my Steady Betty, and then I'm gonna plop my fabric right in place. You just wanna center it. And again, I am still having fun trying these sew tights. So I am going to put a few sew tights in the corner to hold my fabric in place. They basically function as magnetic pins to hold your fabric in place. You can also use your tape to hold this in place. I typically use the 3M transport tape. I love that. But again, I'm trying these new sew tights, and so far, I've really enjoyed them. So I'm just gonna plop them in the four corners. I think last time I used them, I just did one in the top and bottom center. This time I'm gonna try four, so we'll just see which one I like better. And you guys can do the same if you're trying out the sew tights as well. They've been around for a while, by the way. They're not new. It's just new to me using them. Okay, so we're gonna put this on the hoop with our white thread, and our first round of applique outlines will stitch for us. Okay, so we have our first round of applique outlines, and I am going to first remove my sew tights. I just gently slide them apart, and the bottom part falls right off, and then magnetic back together. Super easy. Again, you don't have to use sew tights. You can keep using tape or whatever it is you like to use to secure your fabric. I just like trying something new to play with, right? And now we are going to put our hoop. Remember, I turned mine sideways so that it fits nicely on my Steady Betty and in the view of the camera. So yours doesn't have to be sideways. We are going to start again with the pieces in numerical order as it appears in the pattern. So first up is our rear view mirror. And put that right in place. And I'm using cutest little Cricut iron. You can also use whatever little iron you have on hand. I'm trying this guy out. I'm super pleased with him. And then we're gonna put the top of our truck in place. There we go. Looking good. And I'll just start from one end and work my way over. There we go. Oh my gosh, so cute. Now we're gonna put our spool. Is this not the prettiest color? It's like a jade green color. It's very beautiful. I'm very into that color right now, I must say. There we go. I have a rug in my living room that has a lot of jade color in it, and it's really beautiful. It's like some royal blues. Actually, kind of this blue. The blue we're gonna be coming up on the scissors. Okay, and then you have your two tires, number 23 and 24. Remember, your tires are ever so slightly different. So make sure you use your placement guide or your reverse applique pieces when you're numbering your pieces and putting them in order. Then our other tire, just like so. There we go. And now we'll put this back on again with our white thread. Ooh, I knocked over my thread. With our white thread, and we'll continue on to the next step. Okay, so we have our next round of applique outlines that we're going to follow and put our pieces in place. So first up is one of our scissor handles. This is that blue color I was talking about that's in my rug. Look at that. Those two colors together are really pretty, aren't they? And just gonna use the outline to put this in place. There we go. Looking good. Press. There we go. Now we have the two little pieces of the scissors that we'll put in place. Right like so. This would be a really cute color for scissors, wouldn't it? And then our second piece like that. Put that right there. And again, when you have a small piece, you can always use your, oh, look at that. I just moved both of them. Ah! You can get this little guy out. And he's sometimes helpful just for kind of shooing your little piece in place. There you go. Some days I use it, some days I don't use it at all. Just kind of depends. All right, so that's ironed on. Now we have the top of our spool, and this is white, so there are 2 of them. We are double lining. So we'll put one in place. It's not a perfect oval, so do make sure you put it the right direction. There we go. And then the second piece will go right on top. There we go. And now we're gonna put this little gold, cheddar gold piece on. It is the little closure part of our embroidery hoop that's in this block. So cute. And be careful with this, make sure it's lined up everywhere. And give it a little press. There we go. So now we'll continue on with white thread to our next step. Okay, so we have the next round of applique outlines, only a few pieces on this step. So first up will be our scissor handle, just like so. Make sure it's in there tilted just right. Looks good to me. Give her a little press. Then we have the scissor bolt, super cute little dots. Again, these would be adorable scissors in real life. And just get that right in place. And now the dress form. Again, another super cute fabric. Whoop, the piece stuck to my hand. There we go. And just make sure it's in place on all the sides. And there we go. So that's it on this step. We'll continue with our white thread for our next round of applique outlines. Okay, so now we're ready for our next round of applique outlines. A lot of that is going to be decorating our little dress form, which will be fun. So we have the cute little belt. And the edges line up perfectly edge to edge, so you'll know you're in place. There we go. Then we have this little bitty heart. Little bitty. There we go. And I think I am going to use my little tool to help me get this little guy. Come on, little heart. There we go. Once it's in place, hold it. There we go. And now we're going to put the top of the dress form on. And then after that, we'll put the very top. There we go. And our little circle. And it's a perfect circle, so it's very easy. And now we have the 2 sides of our tomato pincushion. They're easy to know which one is which because they are some funky shapes, aren't they? But it looks like a tomato when it's done. All right, and, ooh, I bit my piece. There we go. Just like so. There we go. Alrighty. So we're ready for our next round of applique outlines to be stitched. Okay, so we only have 2 pieces on this step to put in place. First up is the center of our tomato pincushion. And this red, fun fact, is called cayenne red. That's kind of the Lori Holt red. It kind of goes with everything as that cayenne. And then the background of our hoop, and it's a perfect circle as well, so it doesn't matter which way you turn it. So just put it right in place. And then you're ready for the next step. This is what you should have so far. It's starting to look like something. Alrighty, let's put that next round of applique pieces on. I'm super excited because this little top is gonna make our tomato pincushion complete. So just put it in like so. Let me wiggle it over a little. There we go. So cute. It's a blossom fabric, but look, my piece only has a little bit of the white. That's funny. It's just how the cookie crumbles, as they say. And now the center of our embroidery hoop. This is a really soft pink. It's a shades. I want to say it might be called bubblegum pink, but don't hold me to that. I could be wrong, but it's a really fun light pink color. If it's not called bubblegum pink, it sure would make a good piece of bubblegum. When I was a kid, I used to love that. Really soft bubblegum. It came in a pink circle. Forgot what it was called. And it was roll up and like it pulled out. And oh my gosh, I think it drove my mom nuts. I tried to put like as much of it in my mouth as I could. Like a typical kid. So funny. But at least gum's not messy as long as you throw it away. You can't really do much damage with it, right? Okay, so look at what we have now. Only 2 more steps remaining of our applique outlines. So let's keep going. Alrighty, time for the next applique pieces. We have our bumper, because the truck's gotta have a bumper, or a Jeep. I never really know if these are Jeeps or trucks. Internally, we call it the truck quilt. Like when we're kitting it, lasering it, boxing it and such, we all refer to it as the truck quilt. So maybe that makes it a truck. Or it can be a Jeep if you want, because our marketing pictures we took in front of a Jeep. So we don't know what it is. Okay, and now we have our license plate, and it's a white piece. So just like always, there are 2 of the pieces. I'm gonna go on and lay both down on top of each other at the same time, because I'm feeling brave, right? There we go. That was good aim. Did you see that? There we go. Give it a little press. Boop, boop, boop. Alrighty, 1 more applique outline to go. Alrighty, time for that very last piece, and it is the frame of our license plate. So just gonna put that right in. Make sure I get it lined up. There we go, and press. There we go. So let's take a look at what your hoop should look like. You have everything built out on your applique. Now, for the remaining steps, I am going to take the hoop on and off the arm of the machine to talk about the thread color changes and what's stitching. However, for you at your machine, you do not have to take it off between steps. You're simply changing the thread. This first step, we're going to leave the white on for 1 more step because we do have a white piece on the spool, and then the outside of the dress form will be stitched in white. So let's go on to that step. Okay, so let's take a look at the white that's stitched. We have the spool top and then the white on the outside of the dress form. So now we are going to switch to the 1218 silver gray, and as always, what stitches in silver gray is our rear view mirror and our bumper. Alrighty, take a look. Your rear view mirror and your bumper look beautiful. Now it is time to put on, oh my gosh, talk about beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors and thread, 1095 turquoise, and a lot's gonna stitch on this step. You have a variety of pieces that are gonna stitch in this center, and then also, of course, your truck. So let's have fun watching the machine do its thing. Alrighty, let's take a look at all of the turquoise stitched. Looking so good. I really love it on the spool. It's fun because, so we have the turquoise on this like kind of jade color, and then at the end when we're doing all of our accent stitching, we have another color that goes over it to make kind of lines, accent lines on it. And it makes me think that it's a sulky blendable, like the 12 weight hand embroidery threads that have all the variegation in them. That's what I think this is. Okay. Enough about that. Now we're going to put on 1293, again, another beautiful color, and our pair of scissors is going to be stitched. Take a look at your super cute scissors all stitched. I love the way they look. Now we are going to load 1039 true red and our tomato pin cushion, and then the accents on our dress form will be stitched. Alrighty, take a look. Red is looking good. Now we are going to load another really pretty color. Well, they're all pretty. 1045, which is the light teal, and it is going to stitch the one little piece on our dress form. Alrighty, so that is stitched. Now we're going to put on butterfly gold, and the little top of our dress form and the top of our hoop will stitch next. Okay, can we talk about how adorable those little stitches are? Oh my gosh, I love how cute they are on that. I took the stitch length down, the bite in, if you will, all the way down to, I want to say like 1.5. So I usually use a 2.5. So really, really small, and it's just adorable because had I kept it at the normal length, it would have just overwhelmed that piece and you wouldn't see anything but the stitching. So super cute, really pleased. Now we are going to change our thread to avocado and the top of our tomato pincushion will stitch. And now the top of your little tomato is done. So cute. So now we're going to load 1056 medium tawny tan and the outside of our embroidery hoop will stitch next. Super cute. So the outside of that hoop is stitched. Now the inner part needs stitched. So we're going to change to the 1225 pastel pink. Alrighty, so now that hoop is complete. That's so cute. So now we are on to our last rayon thread before we start all of our embellishments. So we're going to load 1005 black and the license plate outside and our 2 tires will be stitched. Alrighty, so now all of the rayon threads are stitched. So you have your tires, the license plate, and everything in the truck. So now we are on to the accent stitching, which is where we are going to use the filaine thread. If you don't have filaine thread, don't worry, the pattern notates what color to use in the rayon still. When you are using the filaine thread though, you want to take out your regular embroidery needle that you're using for the rayon thread, and you want to slow your stitch speed down to the slowest speed and put in your universal 100/16 size needle. And the reason we use this is because it has a bigger needle eye so that the thread can more easily pass through it. So the first color that we are going to load is our 3975 dark weathered blue filaine, and the word create is going to stitch on our bumper. If you're using the rayon, you are going to put back on your 1293 deep Nassau blue color. Take a look, your word create is all stitched. It looks so fun in that filaine. I just really love the fuzziness of that thread. Now we are going to load 3234 light red in the filaine, or you can do the 1039 true red if you're using the rayon. And what is going to stitch? Oh, that's right, all the cute stitching in our embroidery hoop is going to stitch. Alrighty, take a look at how cute your heart looks. I love it. It's really fun in that thick thread too, because it gives it like that cross stitch kind of vibe. I love it. So now we are going to load 3992 pistachio in the filaine, or you're going to load that 1095 turquoise if you're using the rayon thread. And what's going to stitch now is the fun little accent lines on our spool of thread. Oh my gosh, look how cute that spool is. I love it. So the very last step in the embroidery machine is to load 3625 charcoal gray in the filaine, or you can, if you're using the rayon, you'll put your black thread back on. And what's going to stitch right now is the word sulky on our spool. If you don't want your quilt to say sulky, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't want it to, you can just skip this step and be done. But otherwise, let's put on this fun gray color and watch it stitch. So cute from top to bottom. Let's take a look at your truck. So adorable. I love it. So this was block 9. Next month we'll be back and making block 10 together, and that is our Halloween themed one. I hope you're enjoying this, and as always, happy stitching.